number 80. Today is March 22nd, 2021. Thanks for joining us live here in Discord and YouTube. And as you know, this call will also be available for you to check out later in our Horizen podcast. Also, please remember to ask your questions on Menti while this call is happening so we can answer them all at the end. Let's kick it off with our first update from the engineering department. I'll welcome Alberto.
Hello, thank you, Angie. And as usual, today we can start with Zendu. Okay, regarding Zendu, we finished the review of all the pull requests that were pending for final review. All of them are approved and merged. In particular, last week, we approved and merged the one to keep track of cumulative sidechain block transaction commitment tree, and also the one regarding the customizable certificate fields. Okay, and this is regarding Zendu, and currently there are no pending pull requests to be filed and reviewed. Regarding the SDK, we finished to perform the first level of code review on two different items, namely the multiple certificates processing for different qualities, and also the keep track of cumulative sidechain transaction commitment tree. A few changes were requested on both pull requests. Those changes are already being applied, and so these two items are now ready for final code review. Now switching to the proving system, we're completing the development of the final Marlin proof and circuit structure. And here we are talking about the Marlin proof that is the result of the recursive process, the finalized Marlin proof that is the result of the recursive process on the sidechain side. So we are getting rid of some of the accumulators and so on. And so the design, the development is almost done, and we expect to finish it by the end of this week. And so, and after, as usual, we will proceed with the first level of code review. After that, we will switch to the proof verifier related activities on both Zendu and the proving system side, because we have to integrate. Let me say, we have to develop the proof verifier itself, but also develop all the parts that are required on the ZenD side, on the Zendu side, to invoke the proper verifiers on the Rust side. Okay, and this is regarding the proving system. Let me say, on another note, the engineering team is also performing in parallel the review of the first milestone of the sidechain for Celsius. But probably this topic is going to be covered later. Okay, finally, we are now ready to publish the Zendu incentive scheme paper. The very last changes were applied this morning, and now we have a final draft that it's ready to be published. So stay tuned for that. It will be available soon. Okay, probably all for today. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you so much, Alberto. Let's continue with Jonathan to give us the growth updates.
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. So from the growth side, we're continuing to work on what I'm calling the Sweet STZen HODL bonus. Sounds similar to our Sweet HODL bonus. It's very similar in nature, so I thought it deserved a similar fun name. So Tuan and Alan are working on that. Our goal is to have it up by the end of this week, assuming no complications or errors when we're testing. So in addition to that, we're working with Lucy to do a couple of small tasks, metadata, HTE fixes, updating the STZen page, updating the DApps page, things like that. And then lastly, something I'm very excited for is we're going to start using a product guide software. So for example, a new user that enters, for example, the community hub, which is a very massive website at this point will now have kind of product guides. So everyone's familiar with this. I bet you everyone here has been on a website where the first time you log on, it kind of guides you. It tells you where to click. This is what you have to do first. This is second. So we don't have that, and soon we will. And I think this will be a big help to people, especially people who are new to Horizen, but also people who are new to cryptocurrency. So I'm really excited for that and hope to see some really good customer feedback. That's it for me. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Let's continue with Vano to give us the video updates.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. So today we have a new listing, and it is mandala.exchange. They have listed there. The exchange is incorporated in Seychelles, and they were launched towards the end of last year. And when you go there, you will find out that peers are just the same as Binance, and the whole experience is pretty similar as well. And this is because they are using Binance Cloud, which is a subscription-based product from Binance, and it means that Mandala shares the same liquidity with Binance and the whole wallet infrastructure with them as well. It is actually good because trades execute pretty well, and liquidity is there, and also Binance guarantees the backend security. So yeah, that's all from me, and I pass it to Kaspers now.
Thanks, Vano. Hi, everybody. So on the sidechain partnership side, you might have seen the latest announcement about our partnership with DIA that went out last week. We are excited about this as this will bring financial data oracle to our ecosystem that can in the future enable various DeFi applications on our sidechains, such as stablecoins. In addition, there are other partnerships we are working on now and that you will be hearing about in April. However, the biggest emphasis is currently being made on the scheduled public launch of STZen, the staked Zen ERC20 token. So I can say that we are now in the final stages of being able to announce it hitting the Ethereum's mainnet and unveil the growth campaigns to support the STZen's adoption and use once it goes live, and making sure there's decent liquidity on SushiSwap and people can earn rewards adding STZen to the pools. So this is all that we're working on now, and the public launch, as we call it, is scheduled for next Monday, March 29. We'll be working hard on this week to make sure the launch is a big success. And those of you that still have questions about STZen, how it works, how to access it, and what's to come, can now go to our blog and find an FAQ section that marketing team helped us put together and publish. Other than that, we will be releasing more educational materials and guides leading to the launch and right after the public launch to guide our community and users through this DeFi space. That's all from my side. Thanks, and back to you, Angie.
Thank you, guys. Let's continue with Lucy for the marketing updates.
Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. So STZen official launch is just around the corner. So basically the same day next week, we'll be talking about STZen becoming available on SushiSwap. So at the same time of the launch, we will start a big giveaway for eligible STZen holders, as well as the sweet STZen hodl bonus on faucet Jonathan has just mentioned. So please get ready for it. And meanwhile, there's a video content competition for our community, so which is perfect for people who know basic video editing skills or just know, how to screen recording. So really easy. So and all the participants need to do is to create a demo or tutorial video to show how to try STZen on the testnet. The process in itself is very, very easy. So it's really not that hard to enter the competition, and the content will help our community get ready for when STZen is on the mainnet. And then you may also win $200 in Zen, so why not? And there's still a few days left of the competition, so you can still enter now. And you can find more details about this competition on our social media feed. We also published an FAQ about STZen, and the FAQ compiled the most asked questions from our community for an easy read. And then if you want a deep dive into the STZen to learn what exactly can do for you, then there is an AMA video Rob did with Stakehound CEO Albert a couple weeks ago, and it's very informative and insightful. So it's and then the video is on our YouTube channel. Please take a watch. And our community in China is really booming, and Guan is doing an amazing job. He is giving a presentation about Horizen to a very large crypto community in China on Wednesday. So really excited about that. He's getting really big for a very, very rapidly growing community in China. And also last Tuesday, we announced a new partnership with Dia Data. Just Casper's just mentioned it. And we are working with the BD team for more new partnership announcements. So as always, please stay tuned for more exciting news. That's it from me. Back to you, Angie.
Thank you, Lucy. Let's welcome Rosario for product and engineering updates.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm impressed with the progress we've had so far. And as we approach the end of the first quarter, we are on track to meet our tech commitments for 2021. So that's great news for us and how we are powering through. From a Horizen Labs perspective, we are on track for Celsius to deliver the auditing sidechain at the end of the month, and the engineering team has supported the code review from both the Java perspective and the cryptographic pieces of the sidechain. This is going to be a significant milestone, and once we deliver the sidechain, and we are going to be Dockerizing the deployment of this sidechain just to make it easy for our Celsius partners. And once that's accomplished and they deploy it, we will be having a website that displays the data that comes from the sidechain, the auditing sidechain. So very exciting. From a game chain perspective, we've made significant progress on our sidechain Explorer. And again, the game chain was one of these perfect projects that touched every single or most components of using the SDK. So it has a digital asset perspective. It has a need for an Explorer, for example. So and different libraries. So part of the output of this game chain is also the different components that are needed to deploy a sidechain easily. So, for example, an sidechain Explorer that takes these customized transactions for each game chain, and also the JavaScript library for it. So. I'm happy to say that the sidechain Explorer design is nearly complete, and there's just some modification that Alberto had requested, but that is undergoing. So that is a significant milestone in terms of the sidechain ecosystem. And we now have a customized game chains sidechain Explorer for game chain. So that's also significant accomplishment, and this is only on the back end right now. Have not started the front end work yet, but this will help the deployment for the game developer. So the game developer is going to just be easy to take these pieces and continue integrating their game application. From another partner, IOTA perspective, we began the integration of their oracles and playing with their system. So Paolo understands it very well, it seems like, and we are continuing to expand to define the phases of that project. That is it for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosario. Rolf, would you like to add any comments or updates?
Yeah, just briefly. Sorry I missed the last couple of weeks. I had a couple things come up. I'm excited about all the progress, and the stake Zen seems pretty neat because it looks like a bunch of the exchangers are going to decentralized exchanges and like SushiSwap. And so being able to have Zen traded on there in what appears to be a safe way, I think is a good idea. And it looks like SushiSwap is certainly moving beyond being just on Ethereum. As Ethereum gets more and more applications on it, the fees keep going up. So that's neat as well. Looking forward to seeing how that progresses. Thanks.
Thank you, Rolf. And now let's welcome Rob for the final part and Q&A session.
Thanks, Angie. And the first thing I wanted to mention was exactly what Rolf did. STZen going live in a week, next Monday, March 29th, is a really big deal for us. I think it's very important for the community, for the growth of what we're doing, because we're entering the Ethereum ecosystem. But like Rolf said, these apps are not just going to reside on Ethereum long-term. They're already looking to migrate over to other platforms that can support them. So for us, this is a really big deal to just get into that world, and then we're going to be growing with it in different ways. In the short term, STZen, any ERC20 capable wallet will also now be able to use STZen. So that's a really big deal for us to be able to park assets and move them throughout that ecosystem. Opens many new doors for integrations and adds more options for Zen hodlers, adding liquidity, adding yield, and obviously DeFi, guys, amazing. So the BD team continues to move forward on a bunch of new initiatives. This is the main focus for the BD team, and making sure that this launch for STZen goes very, very well and successful to the extent that we can support on our end. And just remember, this is not the foundation launching STZen. This is us working with our partner Stakehound. So we are supporting every way that we can, and just kind of education and awareness, and whatever we can on kind of technical back end. But really, this is our partner launching STZen, and we're just heavily supporting it to the extent that we can. We're continuing to get other new listings. That's really cool. Update from Vano, and then the design partnership with Dia Data is really cool, because now, again, remember we mentioned previously our IOTA Oracle integration for IoT data. With that partnership, Dia gives us another dimension, but similar vein there is we're talking about another information feed into our ecosystem. And this is always really important to lay the foundations for future products that we're going to be offering the community. So let's see, we're approaching the end of Q1. What we're going to do is put together the usual end of quarter list of accomplishments for everything that we've been doing, because for those of you who have been following these every Monday, it's always just kind of a huge dump of things that we're doing constantly every single week. I think it's always nice to package these and look at it from a bigger picture, like a quarterly perspective. So we're going to get that blog post out as well. Stay tuned. And Eric and Lucy have been putting together something pretty cool on this ambassador program concept. And I'm not going to spill too many of the beans here before they share a lot more detail with the community. But it's going to be really cool in that there will be many new opportunities for community members to participate in growing this ecosystem. And that is something we've always been grasping with from when we launched 4 years ago, is how do we involve more and more people? Right? This should not be a closed ecosystem. This should not be preferential for certain types of contributions. We want everyone to come in and find their niche, find a way to participate. There's so much to do, and to grow an ecosystem is really just a multidisciplinary approach that we need to get as many people contributing in as many different ways as possible. The ambassador program is a really cool way to systematize some of this and just kind of curate some opportunities, and just curate opportunities to get other people to come in to curate opportunities, right? It's really about training people to train others, to get them active, to grow the ecosystem. So pretty cool stuff coming down the pipeline there. And other than that, the really big focus, we've been talking about this for a long time now, but completing development for Zendu. And the team continues to power forward. You've heard some really good updates from Alberto. And everything that we see on the project management is just being burned down so effectively by the team. It's very impressive. Now, the chart that Angie posts here in the Discord every week, you can see the progress, basically our estimate to complete, percentage on all of the main tasks. I just want to highlight here, because it could be a little confusing if you're just joining for the first time. There's always so much going on here. But we broke this project, this sidechain delivery, into two pieces. The first piece is really what I'm calling our minimum viable product, or MVP, but MVP into production, right? This is still something that we're putting to mainnet, or driving to mainnet. So there's a lot that goes into it, but it's not the full implementation. After this, a subsequent delivery will be the full Lattice implementation, including like the Horizen Labs component that is a very sophisticated circuit that's added for security. But the reason why we broke it into 2 deliveries, it's always just, number one, good practice to chunk things up into tractable deliveries. And I say tractable here, but the guys are actually doing enormous amount of work on very sophisticated, complex work. But what we did was we basically stripped everything that we could take out of the first delivery so that we can de-risk this delivery and make sure that we get something to mainnet ASAP, right? That was the goal. And when I say ASAP here, I don't mean sloppy. I don't mean rushing things. I mean, just pare it down, keep it as simple as you possibly can, to the extent that the word simple can even be used here, but just pare it down, get something tractable, and then deliver that. Now, there are many reasons to do that, but this in itself is a huge accomplishment for the project because it marks our big evolution from, for years now, we've been talking about how, Horizen is building a platform. Horizen is going to be doing, the sidechain thing and all of these different types of applications that can come from it. But thus far, we've been a cryptocurrency, right? Zen is a cryptocurrency. And sure, we have a public blockchain out there and you can do different things with the public blockchain. But it really isn't a very kind of open platform that people can just start building all these different types of apps on. That's what you get with Zendoo. That's what this big delivery is all about. And this marks that big shift in our evolution to the point, like our shift from being a cryptocurrency launched in 2017 to now a privacy-preserving platform with Zendoo, right? So we wanted to get basically this MVP to market so that we can just hit this big evolution point for us, this big turning point. And now Zen becomes not just a coin, but a utility. It's used for staking sidechains. And it really blows open the door for all of those performance things that Alberto even mentioned 2 weeks ago about the theoretical performance estimates of what we're going to be able to do. We're talking orders of magnitude improvements on what we can do today. So this in itself is a really big deal. And that's why we wanted to segment it, get that MVP to production as quickly as possible. And again, quickly in quotes here, there's still a lot of stuff required to make that happen. But the subsequent delivery, this full Lattice implementation, is going to add an additional security piece to it. This is the circuit, the ZK circuit that we were talking about. And then this will be something that we're targeting towards the end of the year. But right now, all focus is on this first delivery and making this an enormous success. Now, I want to temper expectations in the sense that we're looking to complete development. Like the schedule that you see Angie posting here is completion of development, but there's still a whole bunch of work that goes on after that, right? So we're doing third-party audits because this is a very serious delivery, and there's so much code here that needs to be reviewed by third parties. Then there's just a natural find fix cycle as the auditors uncover whether these are minor findings, substantive findings. We need to go in and make improvements, and we're going to do that. There's going to be testing going on in parallel. There's going to be testing of the improvements that get done, and then there's going to be a big project for just migrating the stuff from this parallel testnet where you see the sidechain system today to the actual testnet for the project, and then from the actual testnet to mainnet. Right, there is a lot of work that goes into this. Just want to make sure that everyone understands exactly what we're doing, why we're doing it, and just understand the expectations. But this is really the most exciting time for the project. I say that all the time because it's just always getting more exciting, right, as we're delivering new things. But there's a lot coming in the very near future. That's all I've got today, guys. Thanks for joining. And Angie, we can open up to any questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rob. And thank you, everyone, for contributing with your questions. So I have the first one is very interesting. It's short and sweet. It says, "Is Rob doctor already?"
Thanks. Great question. I don't know who fielded that softball, but yes, I actually passed my my doctoral defense this last Friday.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Rob.
Thank you.
Okay. So the second question is, last week you said that you'd be looking into and expanding marketing activities. Any update on that? Would love to see a roadmap or plan in the works.
Yeah, Lucy, do you wanna jump in on that one? But the answer is absolutely yes. And now Lucy is the one cultivating that strategy.
Yeah, definitely. We are looking to various ways of expanding and stepping up our marketing game, and then I think one thing that our community and also the rest of the world will be interested to know that we are hiring. We are hiring talent. Talents in the marketing world, and also veterans in the crypto world. And I want to combine both and bring in more talents, and then do more things for us. And then we are also looking to partnering with with different service providers to expand our reach. So definitely more expect to see more activities from our project.
Great. The third question is, how's budget looking with current prices? Is team building stablecoin reserves during bull cycle?
Yeah, I mean, the budget is very healthy with where we stand right now. And in fact, the foundation has been able to catch itself up because, again, we were running in the red for so long, for years, right? Trying to keep this project alive. We've been in the green or in the black, however you want to say it, for the last 2 months, I believe, right? It seems like longer than it has been, but the reality has been it's been a couple months, and we've been catching up and actually being very conservative with what we're doing. And that's why it hasn't been until now, with the Q2 budget cycle just kicking off, that we're even considering new spending items. So we've been conservative, and we're trying to build up reserves and just shore up the foundation's financial position. Things are looking good, and really, I think at this point, we need to really think through the next strategic phase of this project and how we're going to be accelerating ecosystem growth.
Awesome. So I guess that's a wrap. Thank you, everyone, for attending our weekly Insider, for contributing with your questions, and we'll see you all the next week. Thank you. Have a great week.